This is Andrea Schulman again, and welcome to the video. I'm going to give you a few scary truths about the law of attraction. So buckle up your seatbelts and let's go. The first scary truth, at least it will seem scary until you get used to it, is that there are no roadmaps when it comes to manifesting. The universe is never going to just put in your hand a sheet of paper and say, just do all of these things here and it's all going to work out. That is not the way that manifesting works. And this can be scary for people because it means that you have to have blind faith in the process. We don't often like that idea. We like the idea of certainty. We like the idea of tell me how it's going to go so I know how it's going to go. But the universe will not communicate with you in the form of an outline or the form of a roadmap. It will not do that. Rather, it guides you step by step by step by step. One of the ways I've heard it explained before, I think on the documentary The Secret, correct me if I'm wrong, but the way that I remember hearing it explained that I think was very wonderful was if you're driving a car at night to your destination, you're not going to be able to see all the way there, right? You're only going to be seeing a few feet in front of your car as you're going along. Now, if you just keep moving, you'll get to your destination. But you kind of have to have blind faith that the road's going to continue and that the signs are going to be there when you need them. Well, that's really how manifesting works. But this idea can be really, really scary for people who have control issues or who want to try and know everything up front. Until you're willing to let go of that control and have blind faith, you're going to have a hard time staying on the road. Hey, have you subscribed yet? Please subscribe. I would sincerely appreciate it. All right, now the second scary truth about the law of attraction is that you will, unfortunately, manifest your fears if you are reacting to your environment unconsciously. In all seriousness, I have seen this happen with myself, with other people. That being said, it isn't necessarily a bad thing. The story I'm going to tell you is going to sound pretty bad. There's a way to look at it that's not so bad, but because the title of this video is The Scary Truths About the Law of Attraction, I do want to put this in here because I've seen this happen and it could be very scary if it were to happen to you. Before teaching people about the law of attraction, I used to be a high school teacher, and I had one particular student who was a really charismatic, really smart, really good kid. Like, he was a really great student to have in my class, always participated, was really nice to the other kids, you know, just a real joy to have in class. Now, I taught high school, so I had this student and then he went off and graduated. And over the years, I might see him once in a while on Facebook, or I'd see him around town, but he's always just a really nice, friendly kid. And like many of my students, he followed me on Facebook, so I was able to kind of see how his life was going. And as he got older, he got really into motorcycles. Okay, so he was always posting about riding motorcycles and all this kind of stuff. And somewhere along the line, the posts would start getting kind of dark. So he would make mention about how, you know, people were dying in motorcycle accidents and to watch out for motorcyclists because they might die. I might die while I'm on my motorcycle. And this went on for a while. And I remember thinking to myself, you know, if he doesn't stop talking that way, he's going to create his own death through a motorcycle accident. Well, probably about a year ago now, I was going to the mall with my husband. And we were walking past the motorcycle parking area, and it triggered a memory of me having seen him there a while back before, and we'd had kind of an exchange. And as me and my husband are walking past the motorcycle parking lot, I turned and told my husband, I'm like, remember that kid that I told you about who rides the motorcycles? Like, I'm really worried that he's gonna just keep thinking that he's gonna get into a motorcycle accident and actually put himself in a motorcycle accident. And then the crazy thing is, only a couple days later, I was scrolling through Facebook and I was seeing all these students that I used to have commenting on him, saying, oh my goodness, I can't believe this happened. I hope you're okay. I hope you make it through. I go and look at his profile and lo and behold, he has been in a motorcycle crash and is in a coma. And the long story short is he ended up dying. And this isn't to say that death is entirely a bad thing, because it's not. But it just goes to prove the point that if you are reacting unconsciously to your environment, you will start conspiring along with limiting ideas and beliefs that are there in your environment. This is a perfect example of how you can manifest something that you do not want unintentionally, because you're not consciously reacting to what's going on. Because I cared about this student and I wanted good things for him, when I saw something quote unquote negative happening with him, I started to associate him with that, to the point where I aligned with a version of him who did indeed die in a motorcycle accident. Had I been more conscious, there's many different ways that I could have approached that. I could have been thinking, this is just a phase. Or he's just saying that because he's trying to show off. It's not really what he thinks. Or he's smarter than that. He knows what to do. I could have projected those qualities on him and aligned with a different version of him. But instead, I focused on the fear unconsciously, and unfortunately lined up with a really negative event. And honestly, this is why it's really important for us all to become a lot more conscious, is that when we are conscious and we're thinking clearly about the kind of world that we want to create, we can line up with a really positive world. But when we just go with the gut reactions and the fear, we can really start lining up with things we don't want to see. And I know this example was a very dark example, but I've seen it. And it's an important thing for people to understand, which is that the law of attraction is not just about creating cars and money and relationships and goals, but it's also about creating everything else. And to have a life that's really wonderful, we have to be conscious as much as possible, as much of the time as we can. I sometimes do get questions about how your choices can make impacts in other people's lives. And so I've compiled a few videos about that process. One of them is about death. Another one's really about manifesting for other people. If you'd like to look into more of that, go ahead and check out the playlist that I've created below in the description, entitled How You Affect Other People. Now, another scary truth about the law of attraction is that the only thing getting in your way is you. And this is scary because we can be very comfortable in blaming the outside for what's going on. In fact, for a lot of us, I know for me, it was my default strategy. Things are happening to me. This person is hurting me. She's making me mad. It's the government's fault I don't have XYZ. It really is all you. You really can't blame the weather, your government, your upbringing, your neighbors, pollution, aliens. You can't blame any of that for what's going on in your reality, because really your entire reality is a projection of your consciousness. That's it. And another reason why this is so kind of scary is because it really calls into the question, who am I, right? And what's really going on here? But while this can be a very big, scary, existential issue to think about, when you really accept it, it's the most liberating thing to understand. If it's all you, no one can hurt you without your consent. If it's all you, nothing bad can happen without you agreeing to it. When it's all you, you can make any change or any choice that you want to in life. If you haven't yet accepted that one, that it's all you, there's no one else to blame, I'd highly recommend taking my law of attraction test just to show you how it works, how all of this is what's going on up here. Okay. And if you'd like to take that test now, go ahead and look below in the description for a link. Thanks so much for watching today's video and have a great day. Bye-bye.